Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to move this cut motion. Uh, this Umroh Airport, this is a vital lifeline for our state, especially the expansion of it, because as we are advocating for tourism and other development for our state, expansion of this Umroh Airport is extremely necessary to unlock Meghalaya's tourism potential. Extending the runway to around 2,000 meters will allow larger aircraft to land and cargoes will be able to land. There will be increased flights, so which will boost our tourism and economy of our state. But it has been noted that there has been lot of delays and there has been lot of delays in implementing or completing the project. Even just few months back, a tender was floated for rupees 119 crore with a promise to complete the progress of the work by 2026. And now I think even the land acquisition is already completed. And despite several interventions from the Meghalaya High Court during December 2024 and July 2025, urging the state government to act swiftly for the completion of the project, still there has been no particular assertion from the government that when exactly this project will be completed. Also, due to the significant delay in the project due to land disputes, environmental clearance, etc., these estimates which were given earlier for the project, this has become very old. So I feel there is an urgent need of revision of estimates so as to, be with the exact time. And also my concern is that, with this expansion and with this acquisition of land, though there will be some compensation given to the families who has donated land, but there were also promises that better employment, better roads, hospitals, etc. will be given to these donors. So we just want to know that whether these things are being planned and what are the steps that are being taken to ensure that the donors are equally compensated. Therefore, I urge the Honorable Minister to kindly put a revised estimate and to prioritize the local levels and to complete the project in due course of time. With these few submissions, I resume myself.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I rise to support the cut motion tabled by Honorable Member from Rajabala, Dr. Mizanur Rahman Kazi, and would like to draw through these the attention of the government and the minister in charge in particular about the concern of the people and therefore concern of each one of us in not being able to complete the project as far as the expansion of this airport is concerned. We all want expeditious completion, and we all are waiting to see that larger aircraft start landing and taking off from this airport. Substantial quantum of investment from the state exchequer, from the public exchequer have taken place. First thing was that the land that was needed for expansion And this seems to be a continuous process. I'm little perturbed, and I feel that there is a lack of clarity in respect of the exact parcel of land in terms of its size. How much is the size that was required to have the needed expansion of the airport in terms of all the necessary runway expansion and also the lay-by, etc., etc. In fact, land issue was always a hurdle. And I remember when the current minister in charge power was our minister in charge transport then. We tried to ensure that the land which was needed for expansion was made available. People were convinced to agree to land acquisition because there are two large villages adjacent to the airport. We may recollect, I would like to refresh our memories. So the villagers were reluctant, obviously everybody will be reluctant to leave the place where they were born and brought up. Therefore, quite an extensive discussion, engagement, and persuasion was done by the government, and the minister in charge personally had to go to the village and meet the villagers number of times, and they agreed. And we have whatever fund was required for that acquisition, that was spent, that was released that time. Subsequent to that, another bottleneck was that area adjacent to the airport, which was with the defense. And the ultimate agreement was there that there be land swapping, and the defense will agree to part that parcel of land which was required for the expansion. So for that land swapping, again, substantial amount was spent. But at that point of time, the total indicated land which was required for expansion and other construction related facilities were more or less indicated to be sufficient. So we require to have some more clarity as to what is the total land that has been acquired subsequently, and since this whole delay is connected to the issue of the land, sufficient or insufficient. Because this revision and other things, it is natural that when works are subjected to time overrun, there will be cost overrun. But here again, we have to also look at what is the SOR that has been adopted at the time of preparation of this estimate, which year schedule operates, and which SOR, whether the state's SOR or something else. So this will be something which will be required for having a better clarity and transparency on the quantum of amount that is being spent and that is being asked for. Because whether this time overrun resulting in cost overrun was avoidable or not. If it was avoidable, then why was the time overrun? These are also again questions. Why was there time overrun? Was it because of the contractor or because of the authorities concerned? Because the award of contract is always governed by all the necessary terms and conditions which should be fulfilled by both the authorities who award the work and at the same time the contractor. Therefore, this has to be examined as to whether the onus of responsibility which is bestowed upon the contractor, whether the contractor has taken care of ensuring that the time overrun is not because of the factors related to their deficiency or their whatever causes or factors are because of the factors attributed by the contractor. So this has to be also examined, and we would like to have a categorical reply on this. And at the same time, how this particular runway which is being constructed, how this will facilitate, whether it will be sufficient enough in terms of its length and whatever is required from the safety aspect of your avionics point of view. So whether this will suffice in terms of enabling the bigger aircraft to land and take off, and also the timing whether with this money which is being proposed to be made available through this supplementary demand, whether the project will be completed and what is the timeline set for this particular work to be completed, the set timelines, so that there is no more further time overrun. With these few words, Mr. Chairman, sir, I support this cut motion and expect better clarity on the proposed move of the government.
Barupa Marak, can you take the floor?
Mr. Chairman, sir, for allowing me to participate in this cut motion, which was moved by Dr. Mizanur R. Kazi, MLA, Rajabala. What I'm going to speak may not be directly related to the Umrah airport, but I just want to put my concern in this August House. My constituency, Dadingri, has one airport which is not functional till that, which is called Baljek Airport. So despite signing an MOU with the Airport Authority of India on May 6, 2025, where I was present with the Honorable Chief Minister and other dignitaries. And in that MOU signing program, the constituency people of the 49 Dadingri constituency were given an assurance that the Baljek airport will be made functional by April 2026. Despite that assurance, what we are seeing under my constituency in Baljek airport, there is no progress at all, nothing, no work has been initiated, no work has been started. And as per the local people's report, some complaints are coming to me that already land acquisition has been made. But despite the land acquisition being made, the landowners are yet to get the land compensation. And despite the assurance from the Chief Minister himself, Honorable Chief Minister himself on May 6, 2025 in this year, that it will be started by next year, April. Last year, this last budget session, I was speaking about the holding of Meghalaya festivals in the airport, which has become an eyesore and talk of the people. Why does Baljek airport has to be made as a venue for holding such programs? And this time also, we are seeing that this same Meghalaya festival is going to be held again in the Baljek airport. So, I am not sure, I am very much concerned whether this Baljek airport project is going to take up or not, whether it is going to be functional by April 2026 or not. So that is my concern, which I would like to put forward in this August House, so that my people who are confused already there, despite MOU being signed, no initiative has been taken so far. That is why they are so much concerned and they have been asking me. So, as a responsible representative of the people of my constituency, I have to ask that, though it is not related to specifically to the Umrah airport. This is my concern. So, with this concern, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you.
I will now call the Deputy Chief Minister in charge to kindly reply, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I am very grateful to the honorable member from Rajabala Turkaji who's moving this cut motion, and also the Leader of Opposition, Dr. Mukul Sama, and the other member who participate in this. Sir, Shillong Airport at Umroi is currently the only operational airport in Meghalaya. And the airport is currently serve flight to Delhi, Kolkata, Impulse, and Lengpui with an annual passenger footfall of approximately 1.2 lakhs. However, it is limited runway length of 1,829 meters, which restrict it to accommodating only ATR 72 type aircraft. And due to the topographies and runway limitations, the airport cannot facilitate landings of narrow body aircraft like the Airbus A320 or Boeing 737, which are widely used across the country. With a significant increase in tourist traffic and the state development ambitions, the government of Meghalaya, in partnership with the Airport Authority of India, has conducted a detailed study in the year 2024 on the possibilities of expansion of the existing airport. And accordingly, the Airport Authority of India has prepared a master plan for its airport expansion for the operations of Airbus A320 and Boeing 737 type aircraft. And the master plan submitted by the Airport Authority of India proposes expansion of the runway by another 571 meters on runway 04 site, taking the total length of 2,400 meters to enable unidirectional operation with landing run from runway 22 and takeoff from runway 04 site. So actually, the basic issue was not the land, but the feasibility of expansion of runway. And after recent survey, it was clear that expansion can be done, and hence additional 22 acres of expansion is for land required. Mr. Chairman, sir, the proposed major development at the Shillong Airport to be taken up by the Airport Authority of India are like this, as follows. Runway extension by 571 meters. And number 2 is new terminal buildings, which is 10,000 square meter. And relocations of the isolation bay. And number 14, number of A20 in contact parking bays with link taxiway to runway and existing apron of 20,000 square meter. And 5 is runway and safety areas, RESA, which is required 240 meters to 90 meters. And car parkings and internal road networks. And simple approach path lighting, which is to be done by the Airport Authority of India, not from the state governments. And the main project component committed to be undertaken by the governments of Meghalaya are land acquisitions for an area amounting to approximately 22 acres is needed for the locations of isolation bay and the runway, which is required to expand the runway, which is to be feasible for the big aircraft to land. And disposal of excess earth from the work site. And construction of greenfield approach road to the airport, including the land acquisitions. And number 4, construction of new road relocations of the bridge connecting Umranja, Umden Missions, and Umden Arka village. These are the components which to be borne by the state governments. Sir, I have already mentioned that expansion of Shillong Airport required an additional of 22 acres of land approximately after the latest survey, and approximately comprising of 6 acres for the isolation bay and 16 acres for the runway and safety area RESA at runway 04 site. And out of these 22 acres of land, 11.7 acres of land belonging to private individuals, and 10.3 acres belong to the defense authorities. And accordingly, the Transport Department initiated the process of acquiring the 11.7 acres of land belonging to private individuals and requested the Office Deputy Commissioner Ribhoy Districts, Nongpo, to conduct a detailed survey and assessment of the required land, and as per the prevailing government rates, and to submit the financial proposal for direct purchase of lands. And Deputy Commissioner Ribhoy District conducted a comprehensive survey and submitted a cost of estimate along with the recommendation of the land price negotiations Committee for Direct Purchase of Land, Trees, Crops and Buildings. Total cost estimate for the acquisition of land, trees, crops and building amounting rupees to 72 crore 17 lakh 56,237. So during the financial year of 2025-26, and there is a budget provision of rupees 15 crore only under the head of account 5053, capital outlay, on civil aviation, state scheme 102 airport and 103 aerodromes 03 aggregations of Omroy Airport 53 major head work generals. An additional amount of rupees 57 crore 17 lakh 56,203 rupees only was provided by way of advance from contingency fund to make this additional amount towards the compensation of the land acquisition costs for the land purchase from the private parties. And therefore, there has been no revision of estimate for the present expansion work because it has to be undertaken by the Airport Authority of India. This is only for to complete the land acquisitions, which has both agreed by the landowners, and now hopefully within 1 month, I think the land acquisition process it will be completed. After completion, we will be hand over the land to the Airport Authority of India. And sir, in addition, I would like also to mention here that the department is also working out on acquiring land from the defense authorities, as well as private individuals, with regard to construction of a new approach road and land for exchange with defense authorities in lieu of defense lands. And also during these last few months, the tender for expansion of the Omroy Airport has been called at an estimate cost of rupees 119 crore approximately from the AI authority, not the state budget, from the Airport Authority of India. And unfortunately, there is some technical issues and the tender was cancelled and they have to recall again. And we from the Transport Department, we had followed with them, request them to initiate the process immediately at the earliest possible so that in order to avoid all this delay. As all of us are waiting for this airport very eagerly in the whole state of Meghalaya now, we know that with the coming of this airport, it will be really a game changer for the state of Meghalaya as a whole. And so therefore, even the time has fixed. After the allotment of work, when everything is finalized, 18 months has, for the completion of time also has been fixed in the tender. So even this last week we had a meeting and we request them kindly process immediately for the tender so in order to avoid all this delay. And therefore, sir, I already reply. Actually, the basic issue was not the land as of now, is the feasibility report of expansion. So after the latest survey, the survey is feasible, and that is why we are going to acquire for the another 22 acre of land, like how I stated. So, Mr. Chairman, sir, this expansion project is not merely infrastructure, and yes, we know there is a time during the last 1 year there is a little problem with the landowner, and as of now, all the landowner is in place, and as soon as we have placed some money, and with the passing of this court motion today, this demand number 8, hopefully within 1 month, as per agreed with both the landowner and the Office of Ribhoy District from DRD Nopor, I think within 1 month we'll be able to clear this land question and they will hand over to the airport. So the airport authority will take in all the process accordingly, so will be get done. So hopefully within such time, with this present move, I think we'll be able to get a big aircraft in next, maybe within 2 years, hopefully will. But we from the government, we push it very hard, sir. And we are trying to have a meeting from time to update it because the expansion, the developmental work is done by the Airport Authority of India. Only the acquisition part we are giving from the state government. So this is the amount we are moving today is not for the enhance of the project, not for the expansion of the road, because they are totally done from the government of India. So therefore, I request the honourable member to withdraw this cut motion so that we'll be able to pass this round number 8. With this few words, I resume my seat.
I know the mind of the mover as to whether you will withdraw the cut motion or not.
Mr. Chairman, sir, before the mover expresses his mind, I'd like to get a clarification from the minister in charge, because the reply is not inconsistent. It is quite in deviation of the explanatory notes. Therefore, it becomes very difficult for us to actually, because the reply, if we go by the explanatory notes, the explanatory note says that during the financial year 2025-26, there is a budget provision of rupees 15 crore under the head of account 5053 capital outlay on civil aviation state schemes, 02 airports, 102 aerodromes, 03 was provided by way of advance from contingency fund, wide sanction number, etc., dated 9/7/2025, project ID 292322 for payment of construction, setting up of submission of revised estimates for the expansion of runway and isolation bay of the Shillong Airport, Umrah. So whether it is for the land acquisition or for the construction,
For the land acquisition, sir.
then it
for
is
the-
not clear. The explanatory note should have indicated that for this purpose the land acquisition is required, therefore the money is required. Therefore we were dwelling on other aspect. Now therefore, I would like to, through you, Mr. Chairman, sir, departments must be aware that whatever is reflected in the explanatory note in respect of SD is the only areas where we can deliberate and discuss and draw the attention of our government. So somehow or other that explanatory note having been quiet about the actual proposal for which the money is proposed to be spent, then this whole cut motion becomes, it becomes a futile exercise for the opposition also, for the August House also. I think usually when we sign every demand as ministers, we always look at the explanatory note, because sometimes the department may have some, goof off. It has happened. Yes, I've seen it. We have to always correct, because we are accountable. The members of the cabinet are accountable for the legislature. Therefore, I think the minister should take action and pull up the officers why this whole explanatory note was not properly done, not inconsistent with the rules and procedure and conduct of business. And therefore, the parcel of land, now in absence of the available parcel of land, there is one circular from Ministry of Finance, Government of India, that unless there is a possession of land with the authorities concerned in respect of implementation of any project, unless the whole land acquisition process is completed and is under possession of the authorities concerned or government otherwise, no tender should be floated. Yes. Because then this whole process of tender, closure of tender, then subsequent delay due to delay in acquisition will be justified by the contractor to claim, that revised estimate. That is how the modus operandi works. Therefore, it has to be avoided under all circumstances. If this is not done, then it will amount to not protecting the interests of the state. And not protecting the interest of the state is a crime. Read the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court. So therefore, I think it would be only in the fitness of things, unless the whole acquisition of the land is completed, there should not be any tendering.
Mr. Speaker, sir, and Mr. Chairman, sir, we will ensure, sir, that explanatory note are more clear in future, and why the tender has been called while we are process for the land acquisition, because we are getting the working permission has been obtained from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. That is the reason, sir. I would like to clarify for that. we had a meeting with India.
Mr. Chairman, sir, we heard the minister well. There is also another parcel of land which is with the defense. Have you been able to get the land? Has the land been already transferred? Is it in the possession? These are issues. So kindly look at this and let us not fall into a trap. If there is a delay because of that, how will we then get out of the mess that will be created, which is preventable?
Point is noted, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, may I know the mind of the mover as to whether you will withdraw the cut motion or not?
Mr. Chairman, sir, first of all, I would like to thank Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, for his reply and assurances to the House that everything best will be done. And with this, I withdraw my motion.
Now, since the mover has withdrawn the cut motion, now let me put the question before the House. The question is that grant number 6 be passed. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried, and grant number 6 is passed.